Welcome to the Dad and Daughter Download. I am the dad, Kevin Williams.
And I am the daughter, Alex Williams. And we're a boomer dad and millennial daughter talking sports, pop culture, and life for me in Manhattan and my dad at the Jersey Shore. And on this episode of the Dad and Daughter Download, we will dive into Wicked. Have you seen it? I think it's still making the box office round. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I'll give my review as I saw it on Sunday. Celebrity spottings. We have a fun story there. What is the correct protocol when interacting? If you see a celebrity, what do you do? And then college football. A lot of coach movements making headlines over the past few days. So we'll dive in a little bit there. And then, of course, my favorite segment of Kevin Can't Even. So we'll jump right in and we'll start with Wicked. I know we talked about this last week. One of the questions for Kevin Can't Even was having you name the two main actresses, which you did. You nailed it.
Yes, I did.
I saw it on Sunday. I loved it. I thought it was incredible. I would definitely go see it again. I think it was a nice bow on the chapter of Wicked 2. And I highly recommend, I really do. Their voices, Ariana and Cynthia, are just unbelievable. And I thought it was really great. I know you didn't really have interest in seeing it, but I thought it was amazing.
No, I saw the Broadway show, which I loved. I did not see the original Wicked movie, and if I didn't see that one, I had no interest. I have no interest in seeing this one. How would you compare the two? Like, which one did you like better?
I mean, I guess the first one, just because there was so much hype, like there really, really was, where it was almost like Wicked fatigue. Like it was just everywhere with the number of brand collabs or whatnot. But I was just really excited because I had seen the Broadway show a few times. But I'd say they're pretty close. I'll be interested to see like when award nominations and whatnot come around where they rank. But I thought it was amazing. I think we talked about this a little bit. Like their dynamic, I think a few people would call it cringeworthy in like on the press tour, just kind of how obsessed with each other they are. Which I can see some interviews. I was kind of like a little icked out, but they are amazing in the film. Like you can't deny that.
I would just like to take Ariana Grande to a McDonald's and have her eat like 10,000 calories. That woman needs to put some weight on. She's emaciated.
She's tiny, but I mean, that's her thing. But yeah, she's tiny, but she's so talented. Like I would say, like I'll send you when it comes out, like this one clip you have to watch. Like I would go to the movies just to watch that one scene over and over again, like their duet of like a song that I love from the movie. So yeah, it was great. I'm glad I saw it. I'm already texting with some friends that haven't seen it yet, and I would definitely go back and see it for a second time.
Yeah, their voices are amazing. I think it was following the first one was either the Grammys or the Academy Awards where they sang like an opening duet. It was the Grammys, right?
The Grammys or the Oscars?
Yeah, it was one of those shows. And I got to tell you, I mean, it was incredible. They really are. Their voices are outstanding. And I guess this will be the big movie of the holiday season. I mean, it's been killing it at the box office. And of course, I'm sure it'll keep killing it for the next 3 or 4 weeks for sure.
I agree. I think it's one of those that came out perfect timing. People were home from school for break, so people wanted to go see it in the theaters. And I do think it's going to continue to do really well. I think we were talking today. We had the pleasure of being together earlier today, which is crazy that you're home. I know you hit some pretty brutal traffic, but we were trying to Google what other movies are coming out this year. And I do think there are a few that people are talking about that are either out or coming out before January. But I think this is the big one that everyone was really waiting for.
We didn't talk. What's that movie? What is it called? Hamnet?
Yeah.
That's going to be a big one, right?
It's out.
Oh, it is out.
It might be out in select theaters and then everywhere Friday.
Okay.
But I'll see that. He was on the Today Show promoting it last week. I think he did the sit down with Willie Geist. I love him. I have been a fan of him since his show Normal People, which was insane on Hulu. So I'm a big fan. I would definitely go see that. I don't know if it's one I'll see in the theaters, but I think it's definitely one that I'll watch at home, which I know we were also talking about today that you have not been to the movies much at all since COVID.
I thought I had only been to the movies once, and then I was reminded that I actually went twice because last year on Christmas Day, we saw the Bob Dylan movie,
Yeah,
which
complete
was
unknown.
great, which was really good. And then I had seen one other movie, and of course, like we were discussing, it's kind of funny because I am a movie freak. Like, I love going to the movies. Um, I love going to the movie theater, getting popcorn and a Diet Coke and getting comfortable with my feet up. And I love the coming attractions. I love everything about it. And I got a little skeeved after, around COVID time, which a lot of people did, let's be honest. And I just haven't gone back. There's been a couple of things I wanted to see that I actually waited to come out on Netflix or one of those to watch. And the movie I said to you that I haven't seen that I should have seen on the big screen was the Brad Pitt race car movie.
The F1. Yeah.
F1. I missed the boat on that. I really wanted to see it.
I know.
I just didn't,
I feel like some of those movies are so much better in theaters too. Like I remember I saw Top Gun Maverick in theaters and I was like, wow. Like just you don't get like the full effects at home unless you have a home theater.
Yeah. And I didn't see that until it came out on one of the streaming services. Right. Now I think there's another Mission Impossible coming out.
There is. That could
one
be a good
more, the last one.
Yeah.
And I think I would see that on a big screen. So
yeah. And honestly, like I have we passed it today, the iPic, which is one of like the top of the line luxury movie theaters where you go, there's a bar, you can order a cocktail, beer, wine, full meal. I've gone and had like a salad and a glass of wine. And I would go do that by myself. Like sometimes I think you feel like you need someone to go to the movies with. But now I feel like it's so common to just go by yourself, get your popcorn, get your glass of wine, whatever you may be able to do, and enjoy a film. So I think it's something I'm definitely going to try and do more of.
All right. So if you were on a scale of 1 to 5, what is Alex Williams giving Wicked 2? Is it called Wicked 2?
It's called Wicked for Good.
Oh, okay.
I'm giving it, oh, God, a 9.
On a scale of 1 to 5?
Oh, 1 to 5. Then I'm giving it a 4.
You're giving it a 4?
Yeah.
All right. And you said you would see it again?
I would see it again.
All right. So there you go.
There we go.
Let Alex know what you think of the movie when you see it.
Yes.
I won't. Before we move on, want to remind our listeners that we're very lucky to have the Crab's Claw Inn in Lavallette as a sponsor of the Dad and Daughter Download. We have a new sponsor coming aboard, hopefully next week for sure. But the Crab's Claw was the first to jump on. And, now that we're here on the holiday season, Crab's Claw has specials on gift cards. But what I want to tell you about is if you're like me and you don't mind sitting at the bar and, whether it's with other people, by yourself, they have a great happy hour at the bar Sunday through Thursday, all day and all night. If you're sitting at the bar, discounted drinks, $5 glasses of wine, and a $5 bar food menu, which gives you plenty of choices. So all day, Sunday through Thursday at the Crab's Claw, sit at the bar, get a discount on drinks, and enjoy some food specials as well. And let me also remind you of their 3-course. I want you to follow me again on that. 3-course lunch specials, all right, I got to find this, Alex. I'm sorry. Wow, this is terrible. I should have memorized it, right?
By now.
Yeah. 3-course lunch specials during the week. 3-course meal. So that means you get a appetizer, an entree, and a dessert, all for $14.99.
Wow.
And there's a lot of choices. So the holidays are a great time to go over and see my friends. I actually have people over there who call me a friend at the Crab's Claw Inn, Route 35 North in Lavallette. And, of course, you can check them out at thecrabsclaw.com.
Nailed it.
All right. So as as we record this, we were in New York City today. Alex had been home for a few days for Thanksgiving, and we drove her back because she had a lot of stuff to bring back. So we drove her back into the city today. And we eventually ended up going out to lunch at a place that you're very familiar with. I was there once before. What's the name of it?
Gemma and it's located at the Bowery Hotel.
So you were telling us as we're sitting there that a lot of famous celebrities stay at the Bowery Hotel. Is it bougie? Is that the right word?
It's bougie, and it's just a really good location. I think it's more of a boutique hotel, and it's centrally located in the city. So I think a lot of people just like to stay there.
So we're sitting in one of those like half circle booths, and I'm looking towards the back. Mommy is looking towards the front, and you're kind of in the middle. And then all of a sudden, you have a meltdown.
No, like I am still on cloud 9. Like it's insane. So I'm thinking to myself, because it's a Monday afternoon, like off hours, it was not crowded. There was maybe 5 other tables in there. And I'm like, we might see someone. Like, who knows? And I look, and I just have an eye. I don't know if it's because obviously I live in New York, but I love pop culture and celebrities and whatnot. And I go, holy bleep, that's Jacob Elordi. And I'm trying to be cool because, again, he is sitting, like when I say, if mommy stretched her arms back, she would have like touched his head.
Right.
So I'm trying to be cool. You never want to like make a scene, especially because we're not in a crowded restaurant. So like I turn to you and I'm trying to mouth it, and you're like, who? And then I turned to mom and Emily, and she's like, who? And I was like, oh my God, I need someone right now to understand how major this is. Like, he is like the Brad Pitt of my generation. Like, he is the moment. Like, I'm obsessed with him. It doesn't hurt that he is Australian and 6'6", very, very attractive guy. But the fact that we were so close to him, I mean, was I not panicking?
You said, I'm going to text you, because you didn't want to say his name out loud, but you eventually did. And of course, your mother and I had the same reaction. Who is he?
Who is he? Like,
I never heard of him.
No, like you had no idea. I'm trying to like bring up his like Google page. Like, I'm like, here, look, you're like, what's he been in? I'm like, I can't make it obvious because I think I already have. And I like would glance over every now and then, but again, like his back was towards us. And then finally, like you and mom were like, just go ask for a photo. Just go ask for a photo. And I was like, I can't. Like in New York, especially like at a place that's not crowded like this, like you kind of just have to let them like do their thing, be alone. He was with a few other people. Obviously, I did not recognize them and they were eating, so I didn't want to interrupt. But of course, as soon as we left, I was kicking myself. I thought it would have been so good if me, you, and him got a photo because we were saying, talk about going viral.
Well, the thing is, you're right. The rule of thumb is you never bother anyone when they're eating. You just don't. And you said, if he gets up and walks in this direction, I will say something. Unfortunately, like you said, his back was to you almost the whole time. Although, as you insisted with us, you guys did make eye contact.
No, he stared into my soul. He was like staring at something behind him, like someone was like pointing at something, and he looked and I looked, and I was like, oh my God, we just made eye contact. Like I like literally I couldn't breathe. I was just like smiled awkwardly and then just looked the other way.
But when he got up to leave, he did not go out the front door. He went out a back way.
Like through the hotel.
Through the hotel. And then we found out from talking to the waitress that he's been there on several occasions. And she even, she mentioned, he's here. He's nice. Pretty much nice guy, regular guy. I kept saying to you, show me what he was in. You pulled up his Wikipedia page and you showed me. And I recognized the name. I will admit to recognize the name. I have no idea what he had been in, and like, what were a couple of things he was in that he's best known for?
Save that for later. I'm testing you later. So.
Oh, okay. I've already forgotten, but I just couldn't get over how you were like, you said to me, well, what would that like when you were my age, who would you have that kind of reaction for? And obviously it would be a female because of the
Right.
attraction. And I said, well, maybe like Farrah Fawcett and, or somebody of that ilk, and I would admit that if that was the case, I would have done a humma.
Yeah.
But you were a riot. I wish we could have filmed.
I know. I feel like for how much I was panicking, like I kept it pretty cool.
Oh, you did.
It wasn't like
absolutely.
Whoever he was with, like, kept looking at me or was like enough. Like, I think maybe they knew I knew, but like maybe not. I don't know. I did go to the bathroom to like get a better look, and I was like, okay, confirmed for sure. But oh my god, like out of every celebrity I've seen, that takes the cake, bar none.
Yeah, and I said, you got a picture about 10 years ago with Bradley Cooper. And I said, well, that was bigger, right? She said, no. This is the biggest celebrity spotlight I've ever had.
And I was texting friends, and they were freaking out as well. So I guess when we are like talking about how to interact with them, Bradley Cooper, for example, I kind of played that one out. I was like, okay, I'll wait for him to leave and I'll get a photo on the street. So I feel like outside, like on the street, whatnot, like fair game. Like, unless they look like they do not want to be bothered at all, like hat, hood, sunglasses, like don't go up to them and cause a scene. But I think if they're on the street and they look fairly like approachable, you can do it. That's why I was waiting. If he would have been outside, I could have like done it then. But I think especially when they're eating, listen, I've been places where I've seen people go up to them. They don't have any shame. But I think just especially living in New York, like kind of maybe knowing that you might see someone every now and then, you kind of just have to like respect their privacy.
I thought you handled it perfectly, to be honest with you. Although I wish you would have gotten a picture with him.
Me too. But like my eyes would have been closed and I would have like ruined the photo. But it's still a memory that I will not forget.
For those of you watching again and you've never heard of him, Jacob Elordi. Elordi. Was that Elordi?
Correct.
Jacob Elordi. You can look him up, Google him. You'll see, as Alex said, he's 6'6". He's Australian. He's a very handsome guy. And he made Alex's day, that's for sure.
Oh my God, my year. Like what a way to start December and end 2025.
All right. So let's move on to our next segment. And, I'm sure there'll be more developments
for sure.
From the time we recorded this until the time we go live with it. But it's been a wild 7 to 10 days when it comes to college football coaches. I think it kind of really started when Penn State fired James Franklin, because that opened the door to let you know, Penn State's going to need to fill that position, and James Franklin is going to need to get another job. Well, James Franklin got another job at Virginia Tech, but as we are doing this, Penn State still does not have a coach. But what's happened is quite a few other coaches, I'm sure, played the Penn State opening to renegotiate their contracts.
100%.
And have gotten huge deals. College football coaches are making ridiculous money at the big-time Power 4 conference level. So you had all these guys who renegotiated, got new 5, 6, 7-year contracts, $8, $9, $10, $11 million a year. And then, of course, you had the big one happen over the weekend where Lane Kiffin left Ole Miss in the middle of them pursuing possibly a national championship to go to LSU for a huge deal, a more football-rich university, obviously. LSU was one of the big guys in the business. But it has been it was very mishandled by him. And actually on Sunday, he wanted to leave Ole Miss, go to LSU, but coach Ole Miss in the college football playoffs, which start in a couple of weeks.
Makes no sense.
Almost like he couldn't understand why they wouldn't, let him do that. And I heard a great analogy today from a guy who said, okay, so you break up with your girlfriend to go out with another girl, but you still want to go out with your girlfriend for the next week or two while it was just absurd.
Yeah.
Absurd. That obviously is not happening. Ole Miss already appointed a new coach, their defensive coordinator. Lane Kiffin on Monday had his press conference in Baton Rouge to announce himself. I was always a defender of Lane Kiffin, and when I saw that documentary that was on him not too long ago, I was on his side. I now think he's a scumball, to be really honest with you. I will root against LSU all the time, and it's just wild. It's like a feeding frenzy.
Poorly handled. Listen,
yeah.
money talks. So if that's where you're going for, maybe, like you said, a more deep, rich football town and school, and for the dollar sign, but then understand why he had to throw. I think it was the athletic director he called out in his Instagram post. Like,
yep.
I think it got too messy when it didn't have to be. So it'll be interesting to see.
What has happened to loyalty?
Yeah.
What has happened to loyalty? Lane Kiffin recruited those kids to come to Ole Miss to play for him. And on the verge of, first of all, this is the best season Ole Miss has ever had. They're not normally one of the Southeastern Conference superpowers. So on the edge of them going into the college football playoff for the first time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He basically gets up and leaves them.
So I have a question. If he decided to not announce that he was going to LSU, to not sign on the dotted line until after the Ole Miss season was over, was that a potential?
No, I'll tell you why it was a potential on both fronts. Number one, okay, this week coming up is the early signing period for high school seniors to make their commitment instead of a verbal commitment, to make a written commitment. Right. Okay. Both sides, Kiffin and LSU, wanted that done before that because the recruits LSU have coming in, they want to know, who am I playing for?
Yeah, fair.
I'm gonna sign a scholarship, and then I don't even know who the coach is going to be. So and again, college football's a mess. Listen, they have this whole problem between the NIL. The dates don't work out. The date to sign should not be now. It should be later. So the season plays out, and it'll probably get fixed at some point. But the bottom line was, no, that wouldn't have worked. I think it's terrible. I feel terrible for the Ole Miss kids. I'm going to root for them in the college football playoff, because not only did he leave, he took his offensive coordinator with him and his co-offensive coordinator. So basically their offensive coaches are gone.
Yeah.
So, it's going to make it tough.
I had to pull it up and I'll send it to you. Like ESPN College Football on Instagram, they did grading the college football head coaching hires. So they gave James Franklin of Virginia Tech got an A. Lane Kiffin got an A-. Pete Golding got a B.
He's the guy who took his place at Ole Miss.
Yep. John Summerall.
He's now the Florida coach.
Yep, B+. Ryan Silverfield to Arkansas got a B.
Yep.
I'm going to say this last name wrong. Alex Golish, Auburn.
Yes, to Auburn yes.
B+. Tavita Pritchard to Stanford.
Yes.
C+. And Eric Morris to Oklahoma State got an A-.
Okay.
So insane how many coaches have left this season.
Yeah.
And we still don't know who's going to be coaching the Nittany Lions next year. It might be you. Who knows? Fly down to State College and interview.
I know they're talking, the name that's really kind of hit it hard the last 24 hours has been this Kalani Sitake from Brigham Young, which I've heard very good things about him. As a matter of fact, the person we know mutually, Skip Kachi, who's from here, Seaside guy, but is now in Utah. His two sons are outstanding high school football players out there. He's known him for 10 years. He said, Kevin, he's a great guy, but he's only coached basically in Utah his whole life. He went to BYU. He's coached at BYU. He was at Oregon State as an assistant. He has no ties to the East Coast whatsoever. I don't get it. I honestly don't. But
who else is there?
What's that?
I feel like we're out of options.
You almost feel that. They've mentioned Brian Dable from the Giants. Yeah. There's been some buzz there, which I'm not totally against. I know a lot of people I know, including family members, would be against that. I don't know what's going to happen, but college football has just gone off the deep end,
Yes.
and somebody's got to rein it in. Needs a commissioner. Someone needs to run that sport.
I agree.
All right, so as we hit the final segment of the evening, it happens to be one that's near and dear to your heart. It's called Kevin Can't Even, in which Alex really wants to make me look like a fool, especially when it comes to pop culture.
Okay, but per last week, you said I needed to make it harder.
I did, because I nailed it last week.
Yeah, so here we go. So jumping in, I feel like we talked about this earlier in the segment, but can you name 3 shows or movies that Jacob Elordi has been in?
Yeah, you showed me this earlier. I know Frankenstein was one because I remember you mentioning that specifically. I know he's going to be in Wuthering Heights, which you said is going to be a big one coming out. And outside of that, I basically forgot what we
Priscilla, where he played Elvis. That was a really big one. Euphoria.
Oh.
Is coming back finally to HBO, I think in early 2026. And then Kissing Booth. Those are like teeny bopper movies on Netflix that I loved him in.
Yeah, he's only 26, did we say?
27, 28 maybe?
Yeah, he's a young guy. So
he's got his whole career ahead of him.
So. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What highly anticipated show just returned to Netflix after 3 years? So the last season wrapped in 2022 and it just came back, I want to say last Friday.
Is it one that I did or I would watch?
I don't think you watched it, but you should. I mean, a lot of people were talking about it.
You know, I did see some buzz over something. It's got like a very large cast, the show. Like it's not just one star. It's several people. I'm not going to get it.
Stranger Things.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That was big, right? That was a big show.
Well, it'll be interesting because it took 3 years. So I think people fell off or whatnot, but I think a lot of people were excited for it to come back. I've never watched it. I feel like once this season ends, I'll binge it because I feel like I have to. But a lot of people were excited for the return.
Okay. All right.
And then wrapping up, big holiday shopping weekend. We had Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday. So what retailer does the most sales during the holiday season?
And it's not Amazon?
Well, it is.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I thought you were going, it was a trick question. Like, you know.
It's Amazon and then Walmart.
Okay.
I don't know. For me, I thought this was tricky because I think I would have thought Walmart first maybe. But if you think about what you can get on Amazon, it's pretty much anything. So
I know Black Friday was good this year. It did set a record. Yeah. And they expected, what do we call today? Cyber Monday? What was it called? It was called something else before Cyber Monday. It had a name.
It was always Cyber Monday that I've known it as.
Well, I thought it had another name originally. But anyway, they were expecting to do a record, I want to say like $14 billion. It's just insane.
But it's positive because I think for so long sales were down. So I guess it's a positive to see that people are spending and whatnot.
Yeah, but you really don't feel the need that you have to buy it that day because there's going to be sales right up until.
Yeah, they're coming back. But
when I was young, I used to do all my Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve. And when I told your mother that when we were like in the dating process, she let me know that was not acceptable.
Yes. I mean, the last minute stresses me out.
Yeah.
But, okay. I feel like that wraps us up this week.
Episode 5. Please tell your friends. This is a nice family rated podcast where Alex and I talk about a variety of things. We will have guests again soon. And we just appreciate your support. And please fraternize our sponsor right now, the Crab's Claw Inn in Lavallette. And hopefully we'll have another one in a week or two.
Happy December.
Happy December, everyone. We'll see you soon on the Dad and Daughter Download.
See you later.